Alright guys, this is Alan recording another comprehensive Magic the Gathering Arena draft video. Didn't have too much success drafting Theros Beyond Death Premier Draft, and I feel like Zendikar Rising rewards you with more skill, and it's just a lot more balanced. There's just some cards in Theros Beyond Death that totally ruined the format, like Dream Trawler, Ashiok, Kiora Best of Sea God, which, I keep facing every single time I hit the Premier Draft Theros Beyond Death. But here, we're just doing our Zendikar Rising. I think this is just a better set and a lot more balanced overall, so we'll fire one off. And hopefully we get there. Alrighty then. Premier Draft, Zendikar Rising, Pack 1 Pick 1. We opened up a pretty good rare. Not insanely broken, but definitely very great. Solid 1 for 1. The problem with this card is that it is an Edict effect, so if the opponent has creatures that share the same CMC cost, that are also the highest, they can just choose the worst one to sacrifice. But even then, this is just a decent way to maybe snipe something expensive from the opponent. And for the most part, if the creature is expensive, it's most likely going to be their best creature. But there are scenarios where the cheaper creature could be the one you rather destroy, and Soul Shatter doesn't get it. But overall, this pack has nothing too exciting. The best uncommon is like Skyclave Shadowcat. Jiraiya's Disruption, not super amazing. Don't think this is a way to fix in black, but you don't really want to go 3 colors too much in this set. And then at common, there's a Canby Baloth, Tazim Raptor, Pyroclastic Hellion, Core Celebrant, which are all fine, but I think it's just an easy Soul Shatter. And black is the best color in this set because of all the removal and the recursion, so I don't mind just starting in the best color. And after picking Soul Shatter, we can just take a Rabbit Bite here to stay open, and it's just a good removal spell. Alternatively, we have some nice black-white Cleric cards. Expedition Healer and Marauding Blight Priest do jump out, but I'm not going to take them over a solid removal spell. Marasa Rootgrazer, great for the green white landfall deck if we pick up more cards like Territorial Scythe Cat to enable landfall with to grow larger, but this is actually a pretty good green common here too. If Soul Shatter, if Rabbit Bite wasn't his pack, I'd probably maybe lean towards Clerics a bit and maybe take an Expedition Healer, just because White-Black Clerics is just the most broken archetype in the set. Or I could just maybe take Marasa Rootgrazer, end up in some sort of white-green landfall deck, and pick up a Reclaim the Waste later to splash the Soul Shatter, but here, just an easy Rabbit Bite, keep our options open. Why not? And then here, could just take a Feed the Swarm as a solid removal spell. The Umar Wizard also pretty nice too, as a creature / modal dual face land. Some nice white cards too, Shepherd of Heroes, Farsight can be a decent wizard. But we're just going to take another removal spell here and keep ourselves in black. And then late Kabira Takedown. Okay, this card's amazing. Alternatively, there's Skyclave Plunder as a decent party payoff for the blue party decks, which generally speaking, the blue decks want to commit ourselves to like some sort of tribe like wizards or rogue, and you don't really want to diversify the party that much. But that being said, it's still a 5-mana draw 3, which is quite decent. Omnath, it's fun in standard, but honestly, it got banned, and it's really difficult to pull off in limited. And even if you get the landfall trigger, gaining 4 life is good, but then you need to like trigger it a couple more times to get the other triggered ability. So I think Kabira's Takedown is just the best card in this pack overall. Solid removal spell, can be played as a modal dual face land, still keep our options open. And yeah, white is pretty solid in this set. This pack is not super great. could take a Cliffhaven Sellsword just for white party purposes. The black cards are not amazing. I could maybe just take a Blood Price maybe, and hopefully I don't end up drafting blue, because if I do end up drafting blue, they're just going to have too much card advantage, and this Blood Price is not necessary. Alternatively, there's a Cliffhaven Kitesail if I want some sort of alternate angle of attack, and if I don't pick up enough flyers. But I think Blood Price is reasonable, just a fine 4-mana draw 2 in case we need some card advantage in the late game. There's also Risen Riptide for the kicker deck, but we're nowhere near it. Just keep ourselves in black, and well, Malakir Blood Priest pretty late. I do like this card a lot. Excellent to party payoff, and yeah, it also Cleric to enable party, and even if we do end up in the white-black Cleric's deck, this is a great card. Alternatively, Jiraga Visionary is an excellent 4-drop as well in any green deck, especially the one that's trying to enable party, since there's not too many wizards in green, and then this just draws a card and replaces itself. I think we're going to stick with black and take the Malakir Blood Priest. Like, we can end up in some sort of black party deck, and it still keeps our options open. Great in the white-black Cleric's deck. Great in the black party decks, obviously. And yeah, still just a really good card overall. So just stick with one color. And that's a pretty late Moss Skeleton. Okay, it's a great signal that maybe the black-green +1/+1 counters deck is open, and this is a fine pickup. Alternatively, Haggard Constrictor is going to be only playable in black-green in the first place, so I'd rather just take the Moss Skeleton. Angel Heart Protector could be a fine cleric to follow up the Malakir Blood Priest or any Expedition Healers, which can give them indestructible, but good sign I should just gravitate towards the black-green counters deck. Now some late cards here which are pretty good, Expedition Healer and Marauding Blight Priest for the Clerics deck. If I'm going to be in a Clerics deck, I really don't want to miss out on an Expedition Healer, and it still keeps our options open, which I don't mind. This card is just an excellent 2-drop. And then if we do end up in the black-white Clerics deck, I want to make sure that I have this before I have the Marauding Blight Priest, typically speaking. I mean, Malakir Rebirth will be the more open lane, but I don't want to risk passing up a good card in the black-white life gain deck, so I'll take it here. And now I'll just take a Haggard Constrictor. Goes best in black-green, so still keeping my options open. And I guess I'll just take another Expedition Healer. Because black-green is not trying to do the whole party thing too much, or is it? Maybe I can just take the Marasa Brutes. I mean, it's a fine filler 3-drop, and it can enable our Malakir Blood Priest by providing a warrior on turn 3. Or just take another Expedition Healer. Yeah, I'll just take another healer. Okay, so it seems like, yeah, I don't think we're taking any of this. There's a chance we might need a weapon, so Resolute Strike can be fine. Cinderclasm can definitely have its moments, but it's better than a more controlling red deck. And the late Skyclave Plunder, or I can just take a Tajuru Snarecaster here. Yeah, it's kind of criminal passing this up and not taking it, so we'll see. And Highborn Vampire can enable maybe the Malakir Blood Priest. The problem with black-green +1/+1 counters is that it just doesn't care too much about the whole party theme. So, I mean, I do have outs being black-white, which is also fine. And in this pack, I don't really like the Skyclave Apparition. I could just take it, however, or I can just take a Black Bloom Rogue, which can also be played as a land. Skyclave Apparition is not super amazing since it's double white to cast. The power and toughness sucks. It doesn't enable party, and it leaves behind a body once it leaves the battlefield, so it's not that great. Can be Bailoff, it's a solid common. Same the Core Celebrant in the black-white life gain deck. Or I can just, again, stay open, take the Black Bloom Rogue. Blubble Snare, also great common. Yeah, this pack is not exciting. Could just take the Black Bloom Rogue, to be honest, to keep my options open. And even in a black-white Clerics deck, I don't mind some sort of party synergies, and this can be okay. Not very exciting first pick, or I can just take the Skyclave Apparition anyways. But I'd rather have the Core Celebrant in the black-white life gain deck, so take the Rogue and see where we end up. Nahiri's Binding, or I can just take Subtle Strike, which is great in the black-green deck. Nahiri's Binding is quite good, though. But, I mean, we have outs to be in the counter stack, so maybe I still keep my options open and just take the Subtle Strike, which is great in pretty much any deck. Yeah, let's keep our options open. I know it's not very exciting to keep our options open, but sometimes it's just what you have to do. And some late red cards too, so maybe Red-Black Party is open. Alternatively, like Demon's Disciple is fine, Tazim Raptor, Low Mage's Domination is insane. Yeah, we didn't see too much red in the first pack. Maybe it's just my time to just take the blood back in here, and just stick with our colors and go from there. And then I'll definitely take a royal eruption, seeing it pick 4. And well, Rooster Drakes is great, but I'm not really a kicker deck, especially in black for it, in blue for it. I mean, could just take the Ghastly Gloomhunter as a decent card that plays well in the life gain decks, and also plays well in the +1/+1 counters deck. Seems fine. Alternatively, there's Shepherd of Heroes for the Clerics deck, but the Ghastly Gloomhunter keeps my options more open, so we'll take it here. And I might even take a Turn Timber Aesthetic, or I can just take a Practice Tactics as a fine solid removal spell. But if I'm going to be in the black-white life gain deck, I don't think I'm going to diversify my party that much, so it doesn't seem that great. So I might as well just take a filler 3-drop, maybe to enable party. And maybe I just take a Seagate Colossus here, find party payoff. Do I just take a second Blood Price, or I just take Reclaim the Waste, maybe to help me splash and fix? And Skyclave Sentinels is actually pretty decent in the black-green +1/+1 counters deck as well. So yeah, I think we're just going to be in black-green and just settle there, because I don't want to make this draft too awkward. Might even play this Nista Zendikar. So it's kind of like black-green +1/+1 counters plus party, or I guess we're just mostly like just black-green party in a sense. Late Synchronized Spellcraft though. Pretty strange card to be seeing this late. Maybe black-red party is the place to be, because we just didn't see too many amazing green cards in this pack. Maybe the person to our left is cutting off green, but we'll get rewarded with green in our next pack maybe. But the life gain deck doesn't seem open from this direction at all. Late Teeter Peak Ambusher. Okay, maybe we just move to black-red, and we missed out on a Thundering Rebuke. But yeah, maybe we're just a black-red party deck from the looks of it. Because even though green did seem open, red was very open in our direction, so we'll see. Although now this pack just sucks. No amazing green cards. No amazing. I guess we might run some warriors, and the Relic Axe can be a fine equipment to take here. I could just maybe just take another Teeter Peak Ambusher to have a 2-drop, which is also not very exciting. What's this? Yeah, I don't think we can do it here. Yeah, we just don't have enough rogues. I think we're a black-red party deck from the looks of it. Nothing amazing in green. This is just the best card for the black-red party deck here. And then now Aura is pretty insane, but we pretty much gave up on the life gain deck too. So I guess we just took another Spellcraft. Rockslide Sorcerer is amazing, although there's a sneaking guy that can give us some evasion. I'm also not looking to play too many wizards in this deck, so I feel a sneaking guy is correct. But yeah, it's definitely a worse card than Rockslide Sorcerer, so maybe I can just cut this, throw in the Rockslide Sorcerer instead, and then once you play enough removal spells, sometimes this can hit a target, and this is quite nice. And I'll just play a random Skulker maybe, just to have a rogue in the deck. Ardent Electromancer, excellent for the Black-Red Party deck, since it can help you ramp. Grotag Night Runner is excellent. I think we might need the Night Runner just to have the extra rogue in this deck, because we do have a couple of warriors already. Grotag Bugcatcher is excellent. But yeah, with the amount of warriors for 2 rogues, I think we might need the rogue here. I hate to say it. Although we do have Black Bloom Rogue on 3 already, so we put on 3. This doesn't seem too bad. So yeah, maybe the Bugcatcher is fine, just to lower our curve. And we'll take another one. So we're still lacking playables, so I might have to play some of these bad cards, just so we can have a full deck going. Might even have to play this Dreadworm as a random filler creature. Because as long as we have a curve and we can just keep beating down, we should be okay, I'm assuming. Might even play this Lagak. Ghastly Gloomhunter is okay, but we're not really a kicker deck or a counters deck. So maybe just one more playable and we should be okay. We can run this pretty mediocre black-red archetype. And I don't mind a Marauding Blight Priest on 3 just to have more, just another cleric in the party. And I have double synchronized spellcraft already, so this isn't bad. Could even play the Cliffhaven Kitesail or a Sneaking Guide. That could just be better. Hey, even a Drawn Silencer. So yeah, black-red party is definitely open, so quite happy about the outcome of this draft, to be honest. And then let's see, could maybe just cut the landfall creatures like this, like the ones that don't really enable any party synergies. Let's move the interaction spells to the other side. And then we can just play the rest of the party members. Do we have any more? I guess I can just play the Cliffhaven Kitesail, maybe. Yeah, we don't have too many expensive mana sinks. Like, we do have some cards, but I could consider seeing my cutting a land just because the Black Bloom Rogue counts as a land/creature. Party, 3 clerics, 4 rogues, 6 warriors, 2 wizards. So we could just get the full party thing going, and then maybe just play Cliffhaven Kitesail just to add a little bit more evasion in this deck. In terms of creatures, 15 seems pretty solid. And yeah, I don't mind the Cliffhaven Kitesail. The Spitfire Lagak is fine, but it's not going to do too much. 1 damage per turn is fine, the 3/4 is fine, but it's nothing exciting. So yeah, let's give this deck a shot. Alright, well, we do need a 2-drop to get this hand going, but it seems okay. I guess we need to Royal Eruption this away. Yeah, it's too powerful. Next turn we can Electromancer into maybe Sneaking Guide. And then Rock Slide Sorceress afterward is great. So yeah, nice Royal Eruption on turn 2. Just being able to deal this Vine Gecko is great. Aggro Constrictor we can maybe deal with later. Yep, let's get the full party maybe. And then on turn 5 maybe we can cast the Seagate Colossus. But we do have the turn 4 lined up already with the Rock Slide Sorcerer, so that's great. No reason to block this. Yeah, Vine Gecko has to go. This card is just insane. Although now the Rock Slide Sorcerer... Although now the Territorial Scythe Cat is annoying, but we'll just play a Sorcerer. Could even offer to trade here, which I don't mind. Because I don't really want to double block any of this, to be honest. Might have to spellcraft this. So I could double block this, and hopefully I don't get blown out. Is it worth it? I mean, I do have a wizard in the party already. Sure. Yeah, if he has a pump trick, I'm screwed. But hopefully I can use a spellcraft to take out the 4/3 anyways. Like, I do miss out on 2 damage, but that's fine. Like, it's not that bad, but probably has a subtle strike, and then this will still result in the trade, which I don't mind. Yep. I mean, yeah, it's still fine. At least I baited out, and that was okay. And then, yeah, I could just synchronize here, and then I can cast the Seagate Colossus next turn, and attack for 3 before this thing gets out of hand, or he decides to pump it even further. Spring Mantle Cleric, okay, that's going to be pretty difficult for me to attack into. So I guess we'll just play the Seagate Colossus as defense, and then hopefully we can swing out with it next turn. We do have Feed the Swarm to answer this, but we will take 5. If he attacks, probably no blocks, then I can swing back for a ton of damage. Okay, Mospit Skeleton, that's pretty difficult for me to deal with. Okay, so I'm hoping to maybe Blood Price into something good here. Ooh, Malachor Blood Priest is nice, plus Blood Beckoning. Okay, so both of these cards are really good. Blood Beckoning can get back my 5/5, which is great. And then, yeah, I don't mind just swinging with the 7 power creature and offering to trade. And I could just take out the Cleric here instead of the Moss Pit Skeleton so he doesn't get back. Yeah, let's just do that. It's better that way. And I might as well just cast the Cleric here, drain him. And then, yeah, I can maybe Blood Beckon, getting back the Seagate Colossus, or I can even just chump this, kick it, and then bring back the Blood Priest as well. So, yeah, I could just chump this, bring back the Blood Priest. I can kick this, bring back the Blood Priest, and drain him. I don't mind. I mean, maybe it's fine still taking 5. Because if I kick the... Yeah, I might need the Sneaking Guide, though. I don't know. This is hard. Yeah, since I'm planning to mostly kick the Blood Beckoning, I think it's fine just bringing back the Cleric, draining him for another 2, and attacking back for 3. Could see a Thwart the Grave. No, she's just going to get back the Cleric, which is still kind of slow for him to do, so quite happy with this result. And now what we can do is we can play land, kick the Blood Beckoning, and I might just play the Blight Priest instead, but these two seem pretty awesome. And I can attack for 3, take it slow. Maybe he has a removal spell for this, but that's okay. Yeah, no reason to block this. The Sneaking Guy could also have some utility, but I just don't have any 2 power currently. The Cleric is just a slow card I don't care about. Spellcraft is pretty nice, but I think we need to drain them first. And I guess if I attack for 3 here and he blocks, he'll take 3 and I can use Synchronized Spellcraft to finish him off, so that seems good. Nice. Teeter Peak Ambushers, that's quite nice. Might just save the Blood Priest and get greedy here, and instead play out the second Teeter Peak Ambusher. Just so then maybe I can get Big Drain eventually. Having Cliffhaven Kite Sail and the Rogue is quite nice. The Sneaking Guide is quite nice. So cards like Teeter Peak Ambusher could get across in the late game. That's quite fun. Yep, I think we just attack for 1, and then, yeah, we need to pay 3 to activate this, so I'm fine just attacking for 1, playing the second Ambusher. Let's see what he does here. He's holding up priority, so he probably has a bounce trick. He just wants to bounce it, that's fine. I'll just replay it. And next turn I can just 2-drop into 2-drop. I mean, he's only using this to prevent 1 damage, so I don't really know if that was even a good play. Because I probably wasn't even going to pump anyways, so Taunting Orb, Arbor Mage, so I could attack into this and pump if I want to, so I will. I mean, is he seriously going to block here? Because I'm definitely happy to pump. Okay. And I might as well just play out the Blood Priest now. Just to be mana efficient. Visionary, okay. He might just try a trade-off for a Teeter Peak Ambusher here. But Subtle Strike is great. So if we attack with all, what happens? He's probably going to block here. I can use Subtle Strike to give this a counter. And then -1/-1 on the Draga Visionary. Alternatively, I can just attack with the Teeter Peak Ambushers. He blocks one of them and blocks the other, and I just pump and I use the Subtle Strike. Which could just be better. Actually, he's probably not going to block the Teeter Peak Ambushers, so... If he blocks here, I guess... Yeah, let's just send in the team. I think this is fine. So this is why Subtle Strike is so good. The question is, which one do I want to counter on? I guess I want on the Teeter Peak Ambusher, so this seems correct. Since I'd rather just have this die anyways, I don't really care, and then I can pump, getting the extra point of damage, so. I do lose out on a party member, but that's fine. I'd rather have this in the graveyard anyways. So. I can synchronize that, it's fine with me. Ooh, Ardent Electromancer. Can I Ardent Electromancer into Synchronize? No, I can't. So we'll probably save that for next turn. Or I can just do it now. Like, I could Ardent, Blood Beckon, and get back Malakir Blood Priest and set up the Synchronize. Yeah, maybe that's just better. And then this way the Synchronize will do a lot more damage. And then we'll say go. Reclaim the Waste Kicked. I actually don't mind this. I'm just hoping he doesn't have a Shell Shield or anything to protect the Gnarly Colony, because that can be a total disaster. I mean, I guess, yeah, he'll give it Hexproof, so I won't be able to do much. But this is a sign that he has the Hexproof trick, so should I just play it safe and just Synchronize? Yeah, it's too much damage, let's just go for it. Like, am I seriously thinking about this? I just need to get in damage here. And that's lethal. Okay, Sneaking Guide Blight Priest seems pretty insane. I'm hoping I top deck a Warrior next turn, like the Bug Catcher, so then I can put more value with these Blood Priests, but we'll see. That card's annoying. Okay, that's a good one. Let's hide some info for now. And then we can Blight Priest and then drain him even more. So we're going to be pretty greedy here. So Black Party deck, Core Celebrants, sure. Subtle Strike isn't bad. I could consider that later. So if he decides to double block, yeah, we don't want to do it now. This is fine. Just extract some value with our Blood Priest, and then we can set up the Subtle Strike maybe on another turn. I'm hoping he doesn't Mind Rot me, because that would be pretty brutal. But next turn, I'm probably just going to deploy my Blood Priest and drain him for 1,000,000. I can even get more greedy if I pick up an Ardent Electromancer. Actually, Ardent Electromancer would be fantastic, because then I would be able to Ardent, then play out the Blood Priest and drain for 1,000,000. So, okay, sure, seems fine. Okay, I guess we just go for it. Yep. And I'll stay back because I don't really want to trade. I can also just make this unblockable and attack for 3. It will be a slow process, but he doesn't have infinite creatures to go along with this Core Celebrant, so I guess I don't mind just the trades here. Like, yeah, these trades are fine. I do have another Priest already. I want these in the graveyard anyways to help enable my Blood Beckoning, but he might be doing this just to enable his own Blood Beckoning too, so could have a Subtle Strike here, killing my Sneaking Guy, giving this +1/+1, yep. He should kill my Sneaking Guy, but I guess he wants to keep this Priest around, so Spellcraft is awesome. Do I want Spellcraft now? I could also just attack with these two and just use my own Subtle Strike. Although I do want to just Subtle Strike and kill the 2/1. Yeah, I guess I'm fine just attacking here. And then what I can do now is... he could be holding a second Subtle Strike. But I think I'm going to go for it here. Neg 1 here. Or I can just neg 1 here to be more safe. Nah, let's just do it like this. And then I can just activate this and get him for 3. So that's really nice value for me. And now the Synchronized Spellcraft can maybe take out this 3/3. And I should be in good shape. He doesn't have any good healers, so I'm so glad he used the yeah, I think he should use Subtle Strike on a Sneaking Guy and just trade the 2/1s. Preserving this 2/1 I don't think really amounted to anything. Aura's pretty annoying. Now he can get back the Core Celebrant. Alternatively, I can just play the Seagate Colossus. But I think we need to Spellcraft this thing. Maybe not. Yeah, I just play out the Colossus. I mean, it's more mana efficient to maybe use the Spellcraft first. But I feel like this is just a good body to have. And if he attacks with Aura, I'm going to be quite suspicious. But I'll probably just trade my Blight Priest with this. And just save this Spellcraft on maybe the 1/4. That's being really annoying, so... I guess I can just feed now. Feed can be pretty nice since I can maybe make one of my creatures unblockable. But Spellcraft is also really nice here. Yeah, I feel like I can just blow him out here. Maybe just attack with these two. And see what's up. And if he uses a trick, I'll just Spellcraft in response, which is always great. But if he double blocks, I might just Spellcraft anyways. But yeah, this is fine if he wants to do this trade. Sure. Do I want to feed here? We'll just say go. Because even if he gains 3, I'll just hit back for a ton, so I actually don't mind him just hitting me here. That's an annoying card. Sure. I guess I need to spellcraft a 3/3 now. And hopefully there's no shelter. I could also just feed the Swarm to Core Celebrants and then attack with the 7/5, or I can just eventually just kick an Intro Royal to the face and kill him. Yeah, I don't really care about him making a bunch of 1/1s because he's just going to chump all day. So I might just make this unblockable and then pump and then maybe finish him off next turn with the Royal Eruption, but there's a chance that this won't pan out too nicely. So I guess I'm willing to just do this here. Because I don't really want to target this with a spell. I can make this unblockable and then attack with both. At least I'm guaranteed to hit for 1. And then next turn I can make this unblockable, hit for 1 again, and Royal Eruption to finish him off. So that was nice. Seagate Colossus doing a lot of work in the party deck. So yeah, this draft made a whole 180-degree pivot. So that's why maybe it's important to always keep your options open even throughout the second pack. So then we could have had like a Thundering Rebuke in this deck and some other couple of good red cards. But I was still kind of speculating on my secondary color being either green or red. But yeah, I think it was better to maybe still keep my options open and stick with black. But after taking the Subtle Strike, yeah, it was obvious. Subtle Strike over the Thundering Rebuke or something else, and then getting past the Royal Eruption, it was a clear sign that red was the open lane. But yeah, turn 1 Sneaking Guide, Teeter Peak Ambusher into double Malakir Blood Priest is pretty insane. That was pretty much the best hand you can wish for. I guess the best hand would be that was a pretty good hand. Not gonna lie. I'm also playing Drana Silencer in this deck, I believe, so I also have some more removal in the late game. Did he just... Is this a draw, or do I get the free win because someone exploded? Probably just a draw. Yep. So, yeah, that's... I guess someone disconnected. Yeah, but we're doing good, really good. Is this 4-0, I think? We're 4-0, right? So we made back most of our gems, and we haven't acquired a loss yet. I guess 3-0, so we're still not out of the woodworks yet. Just need to win a couple more, and we should be fine. Okay. Easy hand. 2-drop, 3-drop, 2-drop. And blue is nice since they only have enchantment based removal. And but we don't know. His secondary color could be black, and you could feed the swarm to Bugcatcher or even Royal Eruption it away. So it really depends. But if he passes a turn, we can just run away with this game. So yeah, Bugcatcher definitely one of the best red commons in the set. Probably my favorite common overall. So red-blue party, I mean that can be a thing if you play cards like Skyclave Plunder and Grotog Bugcatcher. But it tends to be more of a wizard's archetype, but I'm still fine just... Okay, so I could just trade here. Actually, I actually don't mind trading here because I'm probably going to have a priest anyways next turn, but... probably no need to trade because he's probably going to trade his wizard before I do, so... Yeah, this could just be the turn where I just blood priests and just send in the team. And this gets rid of his wizard, we can trample over, and we can still deal 3, which is a lot. He's already down to 9, which is insane, and then the Ambusher can do a lot of work too. The 2-1 can contest the 1-2 here, and I also don't mind trading. Since, yeah, the Bugcatcher is just not a good blocker. It's definitely very good if you're going to be hyper-aggressive, but if you're blocking, it's not great. Okay, Spark Mage taking out Malachir Blood Priest is annoying. Oh, never mind, he's just going to take this card out instead. I think it's fine for me just to Alpha here next turn and just pump my Teeter Peak Ambusher and get in the kill. Because this can still deal with 2 toughness, so I don't mind losing any of these creatures. Expedition Skulker, yeah, I don't really need the party member, let's just move to combat. He could double block, of course, the Ambusher. So maybe I feel more inclined to just... Nah, let's just attack. I think he should double block the Ambusher. That would be the correct play, I think. But I'm fine, I'm happy with this trade too. And then if we top deck a land, we can essentially just play out the Drana Silencer, and that can be insane. It won't have any good blocks. Blue-red party, that's something new. Merfolk Falconer, okay, that's going to be pretty difficult for me to beat. But, yeah, the Sneaking Guide is great, so we're just going to play Sneaking Guide. I guess I can now attack with the Expedition Skulker, but his 2-2 is still in the way, so might just wait for a land next turn to take out maybe the Spark Mage so I can attack for 2 into the Merfolk Falconer. Windrider Wizard, sure. I mean, I'd rather just kill the Windrider Wizard at this point, correct? So, yep, probably just take out the Windrider Wizard and then just offer the 2-2 to trade, and then we should be able to Sneaking Guide the Teeter Peak Ambusher, give it unblockable and attack, or I can just do it next turn. I mean, it depends on whether or not I even get my land next turn. I could even just give this evasion and attack for 2. Yeah, at 6 life, he needs to be a little bit precarious here, but he needs some sort of instant speed spell to disrupt the Teeter Peak Ambusher if I go for the play, but probably won't. Okay, land is great, so now, yeah, probably just going to do the play that I just said I would do. And there might be a counter spell here, we'll see. That's annoying. Alright, I guess I'll just offer the 2-2 here. Or just keep it back on defense, just as a party member. Yeah, maybe I'll just keep it back on defense, that's very annoying. Even if it's like pay 1 generic, it's not great, it's pretty annoying. So, probably going to give the Teeter Peak Ambusher unblockable and just swing in, and hopefully I can get there in time. A Synchronized Spellcraft off the top would be pretty amazing too, just being able to take out this 4/4 flyer. Umara Mystic can definitely deal a lot of damage next turn, so yeah, just a stupid Destroyer Disruption taking out our Drana Silencer was really annoying. Feed the Swarm, we're going to lose a ton of life. If we feed here, we lose 5. Yeah, I don't think we have any outs. I can make this unblockable, attack for 3. But he does need to top deck something with the Amara Mystic maybe to finish me off. So I could just feed the Swarm to 3/3. Actually, this is going to be unblockable too, so if I go down to 6, 4, 5, 6, 7, so that's not great for me. Yeah, I guess I don't mind trading the Teeter Peak Ambusher or attacking with both and seeing what's up. You see, he does need to block this off. I'm hoping he blocks my Expedition Skulker too, so maybe if I take out the Wind Rider Wizard, I might have an extra chance, because if he can't pump this, it's only going to be 5 power and I should be okay. But yeah, I'm hoping he blocks here. And he doesn't fall for it, okay. Yeah, that's not enough, so GG's. Fucking counterspell. Okay, first loss, but that was really annoying. He had in his hand the whole time just to deal with my 6-drop. And I could have maybe won just by tapping the Rogue and getting in for 3. But I mean, he could have another number of tricks. Maybe some Into the Royal would have set me back really badly. So I might as well just tap out for the Silencer and deal with his Flyer and attack. Alright, we can play the Rogue. Not an amazing hand like the previous ones that we have, but it's definitely keepable. Finally found the Soul Shatter. But I don't really want to use this too early, but we'll see. Squid, I don't mind just trading off for the Squid, to be honest. Like, this is not really a good hand for pressuring. I'll definitely block here, and if he uses a trick, that's fine. Yeah, go for it. He might have the stupid 1/1 Flash Rogue, or the Shell Shield. He wants to use a Shell Shield, that's fine with me. Just makes my spellcraft better. We'll just move we'll say go, and then if he plays something large, I might use a Soul Shatter if he just attacks for 3. I mean, I could just use this end of turn anyway, since I do have a removal spell lined up on turn 4, but I'm fine just taking 3, just be greedy here. If he decides to tap out for something larger. Well, if not, do I use it? Probably not. Bugcatcher. Okay, I could set it up for next turn. Or I can just play Bugcatcher now, take 3. Huh. This is very interesting. Yeah, I don't mind taking 3. Eventually he'll run out of lands anyways, and then I don't mind just taking 3 here, it's fine. It's funny how he just left with all his mana open, so that's kind of odd. And I could just use a Spellcraft on something else, another Bugcatcher, okay. Let's just move the attacks, see what he does. You're gonna also have Soul Shatter anyways if he decides to play anything else. We'll just say go. I'm still fine taking 3 because I really want to snipe something large with this, and I can still trade for this 3/2, which I don't mind. Like, eventually I think I should be able to outright race him. Like, the Drawn Silencer also can take this out next turn, so I actually don't mind him attacking. Since I'm swinging for 4, he's only swinging for 3. I should be able to stabilize a hand to race, so we'll just say go. Black Bloom Rogue is great, so I'm probably just going to play the Rogue first. Instead of playing out the Drawn Silencer, since this is more mana. And then I can attack him for a ton of damage. Probably see an Into the Royal here. And do I want to Soul Shatter this? No, not really. Just attacking for 3 again. And I don't think he can outrace me. I'm the more aggressive opponent, so I do want to just snipe something big with the Soul Shatter. But overall, he's been playing very reactively, so he might, if he keeps his 3-2 back on defense next turn, I'll just Soul Shatter his biggest creature that he plays, and then I will just draw a Silencer to 3-2. Okay. Fine, taking 3 again. Yeah, I'm not going to trade here, especially when I have a Silencer to follow up with. Just be greedy. If he has a counter spell, so be it. Yeah, let's Silencer this thing before it gets out of hand. And then, yeah, even if he was beating me down with a Squid, we're the beatdown deck, we're the more aggressive archetype, so we don't have to worry too much. And then now we have a better removal spell lined up for something that we can blow up at 5 mana, so this is nice. So that was a pretty weird game. The opponent passes a turn like 4 mana open doing nothing, 5 mana open doing nothing. So it's funny, it's like, are you trying to win the game with just a Squid? Because that's going to be a little bit difficult. Guess we're 5-1. Just need 2 more wins to seal this video. And yeah, probably need to go over this video again to see the options I could have gotten into. Maybe, yeah, maybe it was still better just keeping my options open in the Impact 2. Or maybe I should just take the Thundering Rebuke and speculate on red a little bit more, because like my philosophy is, unless like you get past all the broken signpost uncommons in the first pack, and the 2 colors are definitely no doubt the open ones. I say do not commit to your second color yet until maybe like halfway through pack 2. But this is a fine hand. Sneaking Guide, Bugcatcher seems solid. We can even maybe leave the Skulker if we want to play a little bit safe, but honestly, just getting the Bugcatcher down and applying pressure is already good enough. Green-red landfall, okay. Don't need to show my secondary color yet. Let's attack for 1. There's no flash creatures I need to be aware of. And 1 damage could matter. I can play out the Expedition Skulker next turn. Rasa Brute, I can maybe Soul Shatter. Or Feed the Swarm. Soul Shatter is a little bit more mana efficient. And we can get in for nice points of damage, and then next turn we can even Expedition Skoker and make this unblockable, or we can Expedition Skoker and Feed the Swarm, depending on what he plays. Fissure Wizard, I'm fine just making this unblockable, to be honest. Of course, he could have his own Rabbit Bite, but I'm not going to play around that. Like him rabbit biting the sneaking guy can be annoying, but I'm just going to make this unblockable because honestly I don't want to use Feed on this random wizard and get in for 4. So yeah, I think I'm just going to do that. Just get in as much damage as possible for time being. Yeah, just attacking for 3 every turn for free is nice. So next turn I can even play out the Blight Priest and then give this unblockable and attack for 3 again. And the Expedition Skoker can also play defense really nicely. Ooh, Zagras. Okay, I guess we're gonna kill Zagras with the Feed the Swarm instead, because I don't want to take 1,000,000 damage from this. Yep, let's just do it before it gets out of hand. And I could also offer to trade. I probably don't want to offer to trade. The Skoker is just good on defense. Don't want to play out mana. Why not? I highly doubt he has Mind Rot in the deck that's trying to leverage Zagras. Take 2 is fine. The Expedition Skoker can just block something better, but now... Yeah, that was a really nice card. Exiling all my creatures, sure. I do have a Sorcerer to follow up. And a Vanquish. Okay, so the opponent's not messing around. Shell's Verdict, Zagras. It's no joke. Could also just Bloodbeck in this, but I can just do it next turn. And I guess if he kills my Marauding Blight Priest, I can just kick this and just get everything back. Because he just played a bunch of removal spells. There's a sign he doesn't have any creatures instead. Ooh, Blightblade. I mean, Paragon is quite nice. Getting back, wow, Visionary. Okay, I could just trade here. It's not a bad idea, and then I can play my 2-drop and then kick it. Yeah, it seems fine. And then I can play the 2-drop, kick it, kick the Blood Beckoning, get back all my creatures. And if I find, I guess my sneaking guy's dead, but I still have the Cliffhaven Kitesail that can maybe attach onto this 1/3. So that's also pretty decent. Spellcraft is nice. Maybe I can clear a path for the Spellcraft. So I'll probably just play the Blight Priest first, or I can attack. Yeah, I could just attack and pump maybe. Like, I know the Spellcraft can deal 3 extra damage, but I'm fine with trade if he wants to. And if not, I'll just pump for 3 and then play out the Blight Priest. So I'm fine with this trade. And hopefully no stupid tricks here, but he probably is holding priority, so he could give this a counter. But if he does, I'll just activate again. Trade is fine. But again, I can activate again if he can put a 1/1 counter on something. Yep. Just keep deploying my hand, reducing the amount of creatures presence. And like once I find my Kitesail, regardless, any creature that I put on will have evasion, so don't need to rely on this Teeter Peak Ambusher. Because again, the rogue got sniped already by the board wipe, so that was bad for me. Yeah, you can have my Sorcerer. I think the removal spell is a lot more important. I also have a Subtle Strike if you have a trick, so I'll just attack for 3 and see what's up. He's definitely holding on to something, I feel like, and I can completely blow him out. A Subtle Strike. Unkicked, so this is a 3/3. If I use Subtle Strike, what happens? Yep. Hopefully no other instant speed tricks here, because otherwise I'm gonna be a little bit upset. Don't tell me he has another Might. Okay, at least this is dead, and I 2-for-1 them, so I guess it's whoever top decks the big creature first wins. So hopefully no insane top decks. Just pass the turn here. So at least I bait out the Might, but he can easily play something. A Mind Drain, knew it. I mean, I was about to play around it anyways, but yeah, that was annoying. He even milled the Eruption and a Stomper now off the top. Pretty much a luck, I guess, getting the Mind Drain off the top. And I could have had Roll Eruption, I guess, but that still wouldn't have won. So yeah, I guess I'll just play the Teeter Peak Ambusher and hope I get a good top deck and take 6. Could have a Rabbit Bite, and that's just game over. So I need a good top deck here. I don't know what can close out the game for me. Yeah, that Mind Drain hurt. Not gonna lie. He's a Roar Eruption. I guess I could have kicked to kill the Stomper, and he even milled it off the top when I needed it. Alright. Just gonna play a random creature. Right, that sucks. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Lost to a gold ranking opponent. Can you believe it? Splashing 3 colors in Zendikar Rising. But at the end of the day, it's all about consistency, not about doing the whole 3-color stuff. I feel you can have a higher win rate by going 2 colors instead of 3 in this set, so yeah, you can still win, but it's more consistent going 2, so I applaud my opponent for at least trying. And the Shao's Verdict was what got me this game. Okay, not bad. Cliffhanger and Kitesail can leverage evasion, so that's quite nice. Probably gonna leave with the Bugcatcher first and then Blood Priest. Yeah, let's play out the Swamp. Eventually might need double black. I just don't mind showing him my second color at this point. Okay, Shao Stinger, so just could be a match where yeah, this could just be a match where I'm just trying to outrace him in the air, so yeah, I guess he can mill me, but that's fine. I'm just gonna try to attack with a Bugcatcher and try to win that way. So I'll probably take it here, and he's gonna mill a bunch of cards. 3, right? Okay. But I have the Kitesail to help me close out, so I don't mind that. Could see a removal spell here, Bubble Snare, sure, that's annoying. So if I don't attack, it's definitely going to imply something, so I don't know if I should do anything here. Actually, no. You can have the mountain. Alright, so that's fine. May just have to attack in Blood Price here, and hopefully I draw something good. Okay, Silencer, Rogue. Although I probably won't be able to cast the Silencer. I guess I take it anyways. Because the land isn't going to do me much anyways. I guess the land can allow me to Black Bloom Rogue into Subtle Strike, so yeah, I guess I'll take the land. And he can mill me because I can't really block this anyways. And the game plan is just to leverage damage at this point. Okay, Bloodbeck milled. Royal Eruption, that's not bad. Let's move to combat. Okay, that's okay. Let's just let that resolve. And I'll play the Black Bloom Rogue and hopefully I can bait him with a Subtle Strike. And hopefully he doesn't realize it. That's a fine card, but Expedition Skulker is nice, so now what I can do is I can play the equip the Cliffhaven Kite Sail, attack for 2, and then play out the Skulker. And even if he mills me, I'm still fine because he's at 12. And yeah, he could just play a rogue here, but he doesn't have a rogue, so I guess I'm fine just blocking the 1/4. I mean, this has Death Touch, so I'm blocking. He could have the stupid 1/1 Flash Rogue, of course. Yep, he has it. Spellcraft is quite nice. Let's just do it now. I could also just Spellcraft this 3/2. Yeah, I highly doubt he's going to mill me fast enough, so we're just going to try to do as much damage as possible. Because we do have the Royal Eruption to close out the game next turn, so I highly doubt he's going to mill me to death. Okay, so I do have 2 spells to help me close out. Yeah, I probably need to Royal Eruption this away, and then Subtle Strike for the victory, so I'm going to go for it. He is holding priority, so that's annoying. Very fucking annoying. Probably has a Vanquish here. He might have a Vanquish here, so I guess I'll just attack for 2 and just see what's up. I mean, yeah, he's holding a lot of priority. I guess he could just be holding on to priority here. Yeah, I highly doubt he's going to mill me out, so I could just play a Teeter Peak Ambusher. Alternatively, I could attack in for 2. Huh, this is interesting. Yeah, I might just want to Subtle Strike here, just say screw it. And then what do I put a counter on? If I put on the Rogue, he's just going to kill it with the Vanquish. But I guess I don't mind, because, yeah, let's just do it here. And I can just get in for 2 maybe, and then... Okay, I guess he's just holding priority just to bait me, while I have lethal anyways, so... That was a nice trick opponent, but I'm not falling for it. Alright, 5 and 2, I mean 6 and 2, I guess 5 and 2, sorry. So we still have a long way to go. But Cliffhaven Kite Sail being able to close out the game for us. Plus Subtle Strike has a lot of insane utility in the set, so yep, 5 and 2, still a long way to go. Let's keep playing. Like in that game, I could have maybe Royal Eruption to face, like, and neg 1 on the 1/1 and attack with both. But I felt like it was just better to kill the 2/3, to be honest. And yeah, this is an okay hand too. Yeah, Blood Priest on 2 is not really what I want to be, but I'm on the draw. Like, it can be a decent curve, like into Clerics and then the Warrior, and then we can Blood Priest, so I think it's fine. And it's only important that we have both our colors, to be honest, so we'll see where we end up. But this can go sour if we don't get our 4th land drop, because this is an expensive card I don't want to be casting early. So on the draw, we should be able to maybe hit some lands, maybe. So please, game, give us some lands. So red black party as well. It's pretty annoying. Okay. Might even have to offer this 2-1 as a trade if he decides to attack. Obviously, he could just Subtle Strike and hit for 3. Okay, Mind Drain. Probably don't need the Highborn Vampire, I don't think. And I might just ditch a Spellcraft since it's really expensive, so let's just do that. And I can just refill the blood price anyway, so I actually don't mind the mill because I can even draw a land off the top, which I'm really desperately looking for. So yeah, let's just attack for 2, play out the Blight Priest. That's fine. At this point, it's not that great, so just pass the turn, please. Vanquish, yep. Feed, no, it's fine. Okay, Black Loom Rogue isn't bad, or I can just play it as a land, but I feel like just having a 2-3 out is good. Just to start applying pressure, and he did use Feed the Swarm on the 3-2, so it's a sign that he doesn't have a way to answer our threats. And I can just bait out removal by playing more creatures, so that's fine. So he's probably holding on to a handful of removal and no spell, and no creatures, so I guess I'm fine just playing this out, just to be mana efficient, and then maybe this can go to town eventually. So, seems fine. Although there's a Bug Catcher out now, which is going to be quite problematic. Wow, another Thundering Rebuke. This opponent has all the removal in the world. And unfortunately, I need to play a pretty sad Sneaking Guide. Might as well equip 2. Yeah, if we don't get a land, we're going to be in trouble. We haven't drawn a land this whole entire game. But yeah, this is a sign he also doesn't have any creatures, just attacking with the 2-2, because I would have played pre-combat, but Lithoform Engine, okay, that's funny. I wouldn't play Lithoform Engine in this unless you can go off of it. I might want the land and Royal Eruption. I do want maybe the Bug Catchers, maybe. And then hopefully I top deck a land, but I probably need the Royal Eruption here. Yeah, it's just too good. Next turn we can Bug Catcher into Royal Eruption and deal with anything like, and maybe kill off the Bug Catcher before it deals too much damage to us. Or just take out the Vanguard. I mean, it's still going to attack for 2, which I don't care about, but that's fine. Land is great, but we're not going to synchronize any of this. Just take out the Goma Fata. And then we can attack and then play out the Bug Catcher. And then now we have 5 lands to use Spellcraft, so that was the right choice with the blood price. Yeah, this is a card you don't really want to be playing. I mean, I guess he can copy. I guess he would need 3. Oh wow, he can copy both. That's insane. Okay, I guess I get a nasty 2-for-1 here, but hopefully he runs out cheap spells, but that's pretty gross. So I spoke a little bit too soon here. And I'm just top decking lands, so the opponent could just win this out of nowhere. He's probably holding on to a handful of removal anyways, so yeah, I'm probably not going to use a Spellcraft here. It just taking 2 per turn isn't the end of the world, and I can snipe something larger with the Spellcraft. But again, he's probably holding on to a ton of removal, so we'll see. Still have a Blood Beck in this deck, which can get back some stuff, so don't actually hate it here. Yeah, I think it's now time to just kill it. Because now he needs to equip the mace, and it's going to take a lot of mana. Yeah, I can't kill anything here. He has a bunch of equipments. He just has a lot of non-creature spells, funny enough. Hopefully he doesn't have any more mana. I guess he can copy it, but who cares? And Sorcerer is quite nice, okay. Probably fine feeding here because 3 damage is a lot. And I can still deal 1 damage to his face. And just say go. Probably has another removal spell lined up for the 3/3. I mean, he's been passing his turn stuck on 4 mana, doing absolutely nothing but playing out instants and sorcery, so yeah, he had one anyways, so CK Colossus, perfect. Hopefully this survives a Deadly Alliance. I mean, it won't survive a Deadly Alliance, but I'm hoping this nothing happens to it, so then I can start flying over and killing him. But he probably has a Deadly Alliance here, which would be quite sad. But anything can happen, you know. I can win, he can lose. But if he's going to pass a turn, that does put a smile on my face, so yeah, let's just give this evasion. Could be saving up a Deadly Alliance here just to scare me. But this is nice. Alright, he needs a way to deal with this still. It has flying. Yeah, 7/5 flyer, not easy to deal with. If he uses Feed to Swarm, he's dead because he's just going to lose 7 life. So, yeah, pretty funny matchup. Opponent playing a bunch of non-creature spells in the black-red deck. Even managed to 2-for-1 me with the Lithoform engine and the Blood Chief's Thirst. But regardless, if you're going to play the Lithoform engine, it's almost like treating your Lithoform engine as the second Blood Chief's Thirst anyways in your deck. So, honestly, that felt more like a 2-for-2 more than anything else. So yeah, going to do the final boss and then do a quick overview of this deck. But I need to rename this first. One moment. Let's change the picture. I don't like this picture. The bug catcher's too cool. But all these pictures suck. Maybe just put the bug catcher anyways, because he's kind of like the MVP in all of these party decks. But yeah, I'm definitely enjoying Zendikar Rising a lot more than Theros Beyond Death. And again, we made like a huge complete like switch, like through Pack 2 into like red. So I'm surprised I even managed to get to 6, but we can even still get to 7. But it's also like luck, for example, because the last opponent couldn't find a removal spell for my Colossus, and I also top decked it and gave it flying. So, and everyone keeps main decking Mind Drains in this set too, which is kind of funny. I feel like, I mean, it can be really strong at times, but sometimes it can also just be like it doesn't really affect the board state, and that's not really a card you want against an opponent that's able to be low to the ground and play lots of early creatures. But I'll definitely have to analyze this video again because, like, I'm wondering, like, when should I have switched to red? I think when I saw the Thundering Rebuke, it was a sign to move into black-red, but okay, hopefully this gold opponent isn't as scary like the rest of the other diamonds. Alright, this hand can be either really bad or really good, depending on what we draw. But, yeah, we can turn 2, turn 3, turn 4. I'll risk it. Reclaim the waste. Okay, nope. Alright, we're hitting our land drops at least. The bug catcher, probably going to trade for the Tajuru Blightblade or not. We'll see. I still want the extra party member for maybe a discounted Sea Colossus. But he just played a tap land, which is fine. Ooh, Sneaking Guy would have been great. I guess now we have the combo, the Sneaking Guy plus bug catcher, so I probably don't want to trade anyways. I'm happy that if he keeps this on defense. Horse Celebrant, maybe we can force him to sack. And then, yeah, I probably don't want to play the sneaking guy because he's just going to trade here. And we'll just say go. I can be greedy here and just use the Soul Shatter after his Core Celebrant. Like, I can make him stack his Core Celebrant now or make him stack something larger. But we'll see. He's just going to pass. I mean, this is pretty mana efficient, right? Just forcing him to sack this. Or not. I can stay back and be even more greedy. But we have plenty of removal in this deck, so we'll just be mana efficient here and force him to sack this. Which is just a really annoying blocker, to be honest. So, let's see a Kabir takedown, sure. I'm still going to Blood Price here, so to refuel. Or I can Sneaking Guy into Black Bloom Rogue, and that can be pretty fun. And then maybe we set up the Blood Price the turn after. Maybe that's just better. Because this can start attacking for 2 menace, which could be important. And just developing the board is just very important, I think. So if he doesn't play any large, I mean, I can still answer that with Synchronized Spellcraft. So I don't mind. Blood Priest is nice. I mean, I can give this Evasion, but I think we need the Blood Price here. Bug Catcher, do I want the Warrior? Probably just need a land to cast a Synchronized Spellcraft at this point, so let's just play land and say go. Yeah, no need to trade here, I'll take 3. Eventually set up the Bug Catcher, Malakir Blood Priest to drain him for a ton. And then maybe we can decide if we want to use Spellcraft the turn after just to get the extra points of damage in, which could be crucial. Feed is also quite nice. But yeah, I think we just deploy the bodies here. The question is, do I attack with the Black Bloom Rogue? I guess I do, because I do have the 1 Rogue already. And even if you use Practice Tactics on this, like, sure I lose my Menace creature, but I still have the Sneaking Guide for the party, and it's still going to allow the 1-2 to start attacking, so that's fine. And then next turn I can even Seagate Colossus or Spellcraft this 3-4. Probably want the Spellcraft because I don't want to take too much damage from the mana cost, so... Adventure I can just feed, I guess. Probably need to feed the Adventure and then synchronize the 3-4. I think that's correct, so... I mean, this is quite nice too. Yeah, unfortunately I can't do both, so what happens if I play the Ardent Electromancer? I add a ton of mana. 4 mana? I guess I can Seagate Colossus and feed, which is nice. I do lose 6 life, but it does kill it. And now I can just play out the Seagate Colossus as well, which is insane. And I can just I could just attack with all here. Like, sure he can trade off for the 1-2, but this is a ton of damage. So and I can still sneak these 2-1s across the finish line. Yeah, but the Seagate Colossus is going to do a lot of damage here, so... Just don't mind spellcrafting the 3-4 here and forcing some sort of chump. Because he still needs to deal with the Seagate Colossus, which is a bit of a headache. So hopefully no Shajiri Shelter. Silencer, yeah, let's just blow up this Prowling Feldar. And then just Alpha here. And we got him. Sweet, 7 and 2. Wow. Even made the heart switch into red, and we still managed to get there. So sometimes you never know. It's always important to keep your options open. I think we would have had a worse like black-green +1/+1 counters deck, even though we had 2 Moss Skeletons. If we stuck with that plan, overtaking some of the insane party commons that we saw. So yeah, let's do a quick overview of this deck, and then we're gonna crack some packs. So let's begin. Black Red Party aggro. quite possibly my favorite archetype in this set. We're running 16 lands since Black Bloom Rogue can come in as a tap land, so it almost feels like it's 17 lands, but the fact that this has versatility to be casted as a rogue on turn 3 is really nice, which can prevent flood. We have 2 sources of evasion, Sneaking Guide and Cliffhaven Kitesail, which I'm always happy to play in these aggro decks, since we don't have a lot of ways to fly over. We might need this Cliffhaven Kitesail to get some large attacks across, especially great with Seagate Colossus, great with the Bug Catchers and the Teeter Peak Ambushers in the late game. We have 2 value cards, Blood Beckon and Blood Price, which function as kind of our ways to generate card advantage in the late to mid game, I mean. And then in terms of removal, Feed the Swarm, double Synchronized Spellcraft, to a lesser extent Drawness Silencer and Rock Slide Sorcerer, as well as our first pick Soul Shatter, and then second pack. I mean, I think third pack we took the Rory Eruption. I don't know. No, I guess it was second pack we made the consideration to go into red after seeing a very late Rory Eruption, and then Subtle Strike to a lesser extent as a fine removal spell. So yeah, this deck doesn't have anything too amazing. We have like 1 rare. How many uncommons? 1, 2. Wow, only 2 uncommons and 1 rare, and just a bunch of commons that synergize very well with each other, and we still managed to get to 7 wins. Of course, some of the games were close, so if I was pretty unlucky, I could have easily just been like 5-3 or 6-3, but it's still pretty exciting, just showcasing the power of red-black in this set. I think, yeah, I've stated before that red-black is probably my favorite color combination, and red might just be my favorite color in this set. Yeah, the power of red cannot be undenied. I stated that red was the worst color in this set, and I kind of take that back. I think white could easily be the worst color in this set, but I think white is still very strong along with red. Red could just be the second worst, but yeah, this is a really good set. I haven't gotten a 7-win video in a while, and this is the example of why Zendikar Rising, I think, is by far a better limited format than Theros Beyond Death, because you can just get away with commons and some uncommons and steal some games, while in Theros Beyond Death it's just a grindy control fest where you either have your Bomb Ashiok, Kiora Best of Sea God, Dream Trawler, or your Freaka Spawns and your Wool Striders and whatnot. But yeah, I do like Theros, but it's definitely a worse set. And yeah, let's crack some packs. What's going on? I can't click. Did I hit something? I can't hit. Oh no, I can't hit the click the done button. What's going on here? What's this stupid glitch? I wish I can crack some packs and talk about them with you guys, but I made a terrible mistake of clicking. Okay, never mind. I fixed it. Okay, let's add this to our deck list, which I probably added like 3 times already, and let's claim our prize. Alright. Let's pretend we're drafting Zendikar Rising, pack 1, pick 1. Luckily, I haven't acquired all the rares and mythics, so they still show. Yeah, probably just take the Moss-Pit Skeleton. I don't think the Valakut Awakening is that great. I mean, there can be some sort of card advantage in the late game, but you do need to make sure that you sandbag some lands in your hand to allow this to work. But usually in the set, there's Tormenting Voice in red, which is essentially just almost the same as Valakut Awakening, because yeah, you're most likely going to end up playing your spells and your lands anyway, so your hand is just going to be pretty low, and then you might as well just play Tormenting Voice over this. That being said, it doesn't feel the graveyard, so against blue-black, it can be a bit of a bonus, but who cares? Like, blue-black is going to mill you anyways. So, pretty easy Moss-Pit Skeleton as probably the best card in the pack. Ooh, Kazandu Mammoth is excellent, although I do prefer the party decks a lot more. I think party is a lot more emphasized than Landfall, but Landfall can definitely have its moments. Kazandu Mammoth is excellent. You can play this tapped, or once you play this on turn 3, it's already like a 3-mana 5/5, which is definitely difficult to deal with. So big fan of the Kazandu Mammoth, probably the first pick here. And if Kazandu Mammoth wasn't in this pack, probably Black Bloom Rogue, since it's an uncommon. We do have some excellent party payoffs. Malakir Blood Priest and Ardent Electromancer. Probably still prefer Malakir over Ardent Electromancer, because this can just deal a crap ton of draining in the life gain in the party decks, and then if you end up in the black-white clerics deck, this already drains for 1, which is quite nice and also gains you some life gain. So probably take the Black Bloom Rogue since you can always play as a land. It's a rogue for party, and if you do end up in the blue-black rogues deck, this is just very excellent as a nice creature that can hit for 5, which is 5. It's a 5/3 menace, which is very difficult to contend with. So easy Kazandu Mammoth. Ooh, well, no, Swarm Shambler I think is a little bit too slow. I think it's a fine card, but honestly, I haven't been too impressed by it. The fact is, like, sure, I would play this in a black-green +1/+1 counters deck, and if I was already in that archetype and there was nothing else in the pack I want, I would definitely play it, because it does reward you a bit for having those 1/1 counter creatures, since you can generate a 1/1 insect token, but this card is just really slow, I think, and the fact that you need to keep a 1 generic to constantly put a counter onto this is just really slow. I don't like the fact that it has a tap itself. If it didn't have the tap ability, this card would be pretty amazing, since you can just use this as an insane mana sink by putting a crap ton of counters onto this, and this can easily just steal a game. But overall, I don't think it's the pick here. I think the pick here is Journey to Oblivion. It just keeps us in 1 color. White does really well with the whole party mechanic, and it just also exiles non-land permanents, so it's great. So, easy Journey to Oblivion, Synchronized Spellcraft, also pretty decent. I do like sneaking guys in my red party decks, but probably take Journey and then maybe Moss-Pit Skeleton. Yeah, I think Moss-Pit Skeleton is even better than the Swarm Shambler in the black-green +1/+1 counters deck. I would probably still even just take Moss-Pit Skeleton over this. Overall, I think it's okay, but I haven't been very impressed by it, and it's just very slow. I think this card can be a trap. Okay, easy Shower Skull Charger. This card is a bomb. This card's undeniably really powerful and just an insane bomb. Like, it's really insane for the aggro decks, because if you can curve out 2-drop into this on turn 3, sure, you do lose tempo and it does go back into your hand, but hey, you're attacking with a 4/3 trample haste on turn 3, which is definitely difficult to deal with. And then even if this does bounce back, you just deal a ton of damage, which would still force the opponent to stay back for the most part, since it could just come out again. But yeah, Shower Skull Charger I think is one of the best rares in this set, and an insane bomb, has nice warrior synergies, and just great overall in any red deck that's trying to be aggressive. Surefooted Infiltrator, also excellent for the blue-black Dimir Rogues deck. I stated before in my previous video that blue-black is the best archetype, but I do take that back. Now that the format has evolved, the aggressive decks can definitely overcome the controlling blue decks, and yeah, the party decks can definitely run over a Dimir deck. But this is also a great card. Like, it's a great way to generate value in the late game, since you're able to just tap a rogue, connect for 2 every turn, and draw a card. So this card is definitely a huge deal. It's definitely pretty insane if you can constantly connect and draw cards off of this. But of course, it's blue-black is not the best at being defensive at times, since the creatures tend to be quite small, and the fact that you need to tap another rogue means that you might lose an extra blocker if you're facing against some sort of insane red deck with Shower Skull Charger. But yeah, Shower Skull is great. Fastwood Fortification can also be pretty nice. It's almost like a subtle strike, but instead it can also be played as a land, since you never know when you're going to put a counter onto a creature, and it has nice synergy in green-black. You can maybe get a nice kill by ambushing the opponent with 1 green using the Massive Fortification, but it's still a little bit risky using these instant speed pump tricks. But yeah, Shatter Skull Charger, an insane bomb. Do I stay open here and take the Feed of Swarm? I think Feed of Swarm is definitely one of the best black commons, but I probably still wouldn't take it over the uncommons here. Like, these uncommons are both very excellent. I mean, the same argument with Jiraga Visionary. Green has a lot of great commons in this set, and Jiraga Visionary is definitely one of them. The Feed is good, but the fact that you lose life can definitely be a detriment. It does keep us open, but probably take the Soaring Thought Thief. I mean, both of these cards are excellent, but I feel like if you can draft... But I feel like this is a nice enabler and payoff for the Rogues deck, while the Brushfire and Elemental is just a payoff for the red-green landfall deck. And typically speaking, the landfall decks are kind of at a at a competition with the party decks, because since party decks can accompany pretty much any color combination, including red green itself, you have to debate on whether or not you want to focus more on land or party synergies. But I mean, you can have a mix of both, and Brushfire Elemental can still be alright. But overall, I think it's more. But overall, I think the more focused landfall or party decks are better if they just stick with maybe one or two landfall cards or one or two party cards, and the rest of them just the main theme of either landfall or party. But I think, yeah, I think for the most part, most decks will focus more on party, and then have landfall as their minor sub theme, so to speak. Yeah, I do like the landfall decks, but again, I think party is more heavily emphasized in this set, and you can still end up drafting red-green party with the Brushfire Elemental, but overall, I feel like this card is a little bit more narrow. Like, you can still be in a red-green party deck without Brushfire Elemental, and you can still be very good. Whereas, if you end up in a blue-black Dimir Rogues deck, the Soaring Thought Thief is a lot more important to have, just because it can enable the extra mill synergy. It can pay you off by pumping all your rogues, and the fact that it can flash and also ambush on turn 2 can be quite decent. So I think I like the Soaring Thought Thief out of this pack. And color preferences, I do think blue-black is a lot better than red-green, but again, red-green can have explosive starts that can run over blue-black. But blue-black, I thought was the best archetype in Insane and Broken, but now, again, as a format evolved, I still think blue-black is a great archetype, but definitely worse than the black-white life gain decks, and the black-red party decks can definitely run them over, as well as red-green, so still take the Soaring Thought Thief, since I think it has a lot more utility in the long run. And this is a great pack too. Let's open up a rare. Yeah, Archon of America, very boring. It's not a card that I really want to take. The reason why is that it's symmetrical, so it can be bad if you're playing white, since white is looking to go wide and be aggressive. You want more turns where on your turns you want to cast more than one spells, so you do want to kind of deploy your creatures. And given that the white creatures tend to be quite small, like, you don't really want to set yourself back by playing more than one if you're behind. But overall, like, it can have its upsides and downsides, but the fact that this effect is symmetrical isn't great. It doesn't share any party mechanic synergies, and overall 3-mana 2/3 flyer is very medium. It's more like a standard card. Over here, it's a debate between Rockslide Sorcerer and the Shatter Skull Minotaur. If we pick the Rockslide Sorcerer, we're more focused on the blue-red Wizards deck. And this is an excellent payoff card that can punish 1 toughness. Alternatively, the Shatter Skull Minotaur just goes great in any red party deck. You can still go in the red-blue party, you can still end up in red-green party, or you can still end up in the black-red party deck, which is the best party deck when it comes to red, in my opinion. And this is amazing, so probably would still take the Shatter Skull Minotaur here, since it still has some flexibility. Looking at the commons, Tazim Royal Mage, Cunning Geyser Mage are both pretty good, but probably still prefer Tazim Royal Mage for the kicker decks, since it can just get back all your instants and sorceries. Unlike Dominaria, the Gitu Chronicler, the one that you can kick and also get back an instance or sorcery, is a 1/3 body, whereas this one's a 2/1. Which does come with some serious implications, since a 2/1 is not very effective at blocking. The 1 toughness can get punished by cards like Rockslide Sorcerer, Spikefield Hazard, Subtle Strike, etc. So the Tazim Royal Mage is definitely worse than the Gitu Chronicler, and this card is also a reason why aggro can work in this set, because unlike the Gitu Chronicler, the 3 toughness on Chronicler can hold off a lot of 2-powered creatures. But overall, Tazim Royal Mage still very good if you're looking to be in some sort of grindy control deck, especially the green-blue kicker deck or black-blue. But yeah, pretty solid draft. Might do enough more Zendikar Rising. I haven't been, again, too happy about Theros Beyond Death, because it's been eating all my money, so to speak, since there's just so many insane bombs, and even if I focus drafting as good as possible, I still get, like, owned. So probably just do more Zendikar Rising, but in the meantime, I'm going to just re-look over this video and see when should I have switched to red and when should I have still stayed open. But yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and don't forget to draft black-red.